Hello and welcome to MGP380. I'm Kevin. With me as ever, there's Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
Hello.
Evening.
Hello. What was that? Since when did we say hello?
I just wanted to make you wonder who the hell said that.
Well, you should have said it in a voice other than yours then. All I heard was why Sheepdog doing a funny voice. What's this all about?
I wasn't facing the mic and I needed to try and direct my voice to the right, so I spoke entirely out the right side of my mouth as I moved my head forward.
Interesting. You should do that more often. Try talking. Just give us a little blast from the left side of your mouth so we can see the difference.
This is what it sounds like on the left. It's a bit harder. Can't really.
You got a lisp or some kind of speech impediment on the left.
Yeah. Well, what can I say? I'm right-handed.
Right mouthed as well.
Apparently so.
I wonder if everyone is the same hand and mouth. We should try that sometime.
I don't know.
Is that left or right?
That was left. Yeah, I feel like I'm better left. Definitely.
Do you reckon Sean Connery speaks entirely out the left side of his mouth? Because I feel like we're all doing bad Sean Connery impressions.
So this is me going from the right, and this is me. I can't even. My mouth doesn't go in the shape to do left. I can't do left at all. I need both sides of my mouth to be able to talk. Anna, was that a left or right yawn?
That was just a full yawn.
That was full frontal from Anna.
Yeah.
Straight into the mic. Classic Anna.
I'm really tired, I don't know why.
Well, that's because we spent 4 hours sorting Pav's audio out before we could start recording.
Apparently there's no
cheap
issues
and cheerful microphone setup. Have you ever thought of spending some money on your kit, Pab, rather than trying to record all this using a box of crayons?
Right.
You spent so much money, you're sending me kit now.
I've run out of stuff to buy. I've got a Stream Deck now this week because I'm like, why not? Why not? Let's just throw it in the mix. It breaks everything. I've got it fixed again. Apparently, it breaks everything. I'm not got nothing left to buy for myself. I'm like, you know, I'm into like, I'm gonna buy a UV sterilizer because why not? I don't even know why.
What is that? I
don't know. I heard someone talking about them on a podcast, and like,
so you're gonna buy it anyway?
No. It sounds like you put your phones or you put stuff into it, and it cleanses it with UV. But
I've heard about this. Yeah,
they look like deep fat fryers. Some of them, they're like just massive units. I'm like, don't want these. I was like,
Pab, if you've got too much money, I am happy to help you out.
No,
probably need it more, Pab. You heard about my car repairs.
What did you do?
I was thinking of you when it happened. It's your fault.
It's my fault. This.
No, to be fair, it's that.
Hold on,
boy with
someone clipped that.
He
just admitted it.
Good point. I mean, yes, it is your fault. Come repair my car.
Yeah.
What have you recorded since I crashed?
No.
How did you manage to crash your car when you were on lockdown?
It was really stupid, as you can imagine.
That doesn't sound like you.
I nipped to the shop to get some milk and came back, dropped it off at my mother-in-law's, came back and I sort of parked on a driveway, and that kid came out of his damn ball again and was bouncing it. And I just thought, oh, you're so annoying. And then I got out of the car and my neighbour came out of his house and he's been annoying me with his music, as people who watch all my stuff will know, because I've been ranting about him all week. And the two of them just wound me up. And I just thought, my car's a bit too far forward. I'll get back in and I'll reverse it down the driveway slightly, just to get it a bit off the road. Especially because I've been making so much noise about how much I hate my neighbours. They might decide to try and destroy my car or something. So I got in.
Why would they destroy
I had a bag of shopping in my right hand, and I kind of got half in the car and just undid the handbrake.
Oh God!
Started the engine, undid the handbrake, and put my foot on the clutch, and just sort of lifted it up. And then I just kind of thought, I don't know what to do next.
Yeah.
And by the time I'd thought that, I'd already crashed into the house. I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to stop the car. I hadn't thought about it at all. I was too busy just thinking about how much I hated my neighbours. And it just completely had a brain fart. That's the only way I can really describe it. I just forgot how to stop.
You know what you done there, Sheepdog?
Yeah.
You know, I've had a similar issue. I had this years ago when I first got a car.
It does sound like the sort of thing someone would do just after they got a car, Pab, rather than after years of driving.
3 years.
I just got a car, and my car wasn't far forward enough on my driveway. So I thought I'll move it forward, so I just kind of leant in a bit with my right foot outside the car and my left foot in, so I just put it in gear and just took my foot off the clutch a little bit to roll it forward. And I thought I'll put the brakes on there, and just went to take my foot off the clutch to put my foot on the brake. then realised my error and it just kind of bunny hopped into the garage.
That must be what I did, because I couldn't figure out exactly what I'd done, but I was one-footed. And
Yeah.
I was kind of like,
There you go.
normally foot off the clutch doesn't do... I was so confused. I got out and called my wife and said, can you come out? And she was just like... She didn't speak. And I've never seen her that annoyed, because she didn't speak. She didn't tell me off or anything. She just didn't speak. And every time I said something like, I'm really sorry, she just didn't respond and was just looking around the car and looking at the damage to the wall. It's not massive damage, it's just cracked. But, so annoyed. And I have to go blow 750 quid on repairing it. Absolute
Just leave
nightmare.
it
For such a
broken.
trivial mistake.
Just don't repair it.
I said to Claire, I might just drive around braking randomly and hope someone just drives into the back of me, but it's,
That's awful.
I'm not that immoral, Anna. It was just
That's awful thing.
I did think if I just drove it off into the middle of nowhere, set it on fire, and then hitchhiked home, I could just say it got nicked, and the police would do nothing. But again, I've incriminated myself every which way on the internet, so there's no way I can do it now. But no, I'm just going to suck it up, learn from my mistakes. I was Googling that evening how to get over making a mistake, because it winds me up so much and it's going to haunt me for the rest of my life. And I'm even on my deathbed, I'll be thinking, damn you, Sheepdog. The advice was useless. Don't Google how to get over making a mistake, because it doesn't help. I've just been annoyed with myself all week. Every time I think of it, I'm like, ugh. I see it and I'm like, for God's sake. Yeah, just feel stupid.
Well, you are. So this seems fair. Has anyone done anything dumber than Sheepdog this week, or does he win this week's prize?
Oh, he takes it. He takes it all right.
I always take it. Somebody on my live stream made me think. So I'd been ranting about that neighbour, and somebody put, "I'm the noisy neighbour on my street" or something like that. But I misread it. Thought it said, "I'm your noisy neighbour." Had an absolute heart attack. Just like paused. Didn't say a word on my live stream for like 2-3 seconds while I just tried to process what they'd said. And I hadn't recovered from that shock for like the next 12 hours at least. I sort of explained it on the vlog that I'd misread their message and had a bit of a moment. But the haunting of that still, because you said to me the other week, what if they follow you on Twitter or something and they see what you're saying? And I was like, they don't. And then I thought they were in my damn live stream, and I just died inside. I've died inside twice this week, and it's very hard to recover from that.
I might just slip a note through their door saying, just head to this URL and have a little listen to hear what this guy says about his neighbour. See if any of it sounds familiar.
Half the people in there were asking me why I don't get you to go around and have a go at them and pretend that you live at another house down the street. And I said,
surely they'd know I didn't live there.
But, well, no, not if you said you lived like a couple of doors down on the other side. But I said to them, you've got annoying neighbours, haven't you? So I could always come around and do the same.
No, our neighbours are perfect. I don't even know their names.
Well, the ones who were doing all that building work.
He was building last week, Kevin. And
They're
you
building
came
like
down and went,
4
he
years
woke
ago.
me up.
I have noise-cancelling headphones. I don't hear it a lot of the time.
You used to hate your neighbours. I just assumed maybe we could both go round to each other's neighbours' houses and just have a go at them.
Okay,
I know the neighbour. I know I know the guy's name because we get all his packages delivered here. I don't know what the other ones and names are because I don't really take notice.
I just refer to them as Lois and Clark because they're Superman and Lois Lane.
I don't know what mine are called, but they sit in their jacuzzi playing music all night. I actually sat in my downstairs toilet taking a poo yesterday, just
Thank you.
because I knew with the window open they'd smell it.
And they hear you fall over when you inevitably fall over in
I
there.
made sure I flushed the chain, made lots of noise, just thought, have some of that. Breathe it in while you're in your chavvy little jacuzzi listening to stupid music. I considered buying a compost heap, but I thought I'd have to deal with the smell of that.
Just start sunbathing topless in your garden.
Oh,
out the window.
Andy, wait.
They're not looking over the fence while they're in their jacuzzi, Kev. They're chilling out listening to their awful club music.
You should dress appropriate for clubbing and just dance in your front garden.
Again, it wouldn't work. The only time I've ever turned it down was when my kids went out there and sang along. That was quite fun. I try and drown it out with my own music, but every time I go to buy a device on Amazon to make my music louder so I can drown them out, something happens that stops me from doing it, like the car accident. So otherwise I would have a massive sound blasting device that would Bluetooth to my phone. I sat there the other day trying to Bluetooth to their Alexa so I could turn the music off myself, but it doesn't work.
Like, what are they playing their music on? Can you not connect to their, like, speakers?
It's all... Well, no, I tried, that's what I'm saying. But I sit there, I'm doing my work, and I hear, Alexa, play whatever the playlist is called, Volume 8, and I get annoyed because Volume 8's too loud. I always want to be... what I should do is wait for him to say, Alexa, play whatever volume, and then just shout, 5! And just beat him to the punch.
If you can hear them saying it just from your own garden, Alexa, stop. Just constantly. They'll get the message really quickly.
I didn't even think of that. I might tell him my dog's called Alexa. I'm really sorry. She's just a really naughty dog. Oh my God. I can't believe that. I'm going to go down to Claire after the podcast and be like, Kev's only gone and cracked it. That's so obvious. Brilliant.
Well, there you go. Problem solved. Who else needs a problem solving?
I can segue into games from that.
Oh God. Go on then.
I set myself a challenge. I say games, it's very loose. I set myself a challenge at the start of lockdown to complete the Pokemon National Dex, get all 890 Pokemon to unlock the special edition Maneater that they give you on the app. So it's like you can't get it any other way. It's just a one-of-a-kind Pokemon. No one's ever going to trade them because you have to have all 890 Pokemon to get it, and all of this stuff. And I found very late on in my quest that it was impossible to get the remaining 9 Pokemon I needed. I mentioned it on the podcast about like 8 weeks ago. And at the time, Lewis Pierce got in touch with me. I know that Pab's familiar with him from his feeds. And he gave me... At the time, I needed like 15, and he gave me 6 or so. But it was all locked. I couldn't get the other 9. There was no way. Well, I woke up this morning, and there was just a little tweet on the Pokemon Twitter account saying they'd updated their app, and for a limited time, you could do distance trades for whatever Pokemon you wanted. And I was like, Lewis! I'm trying to find him on Twitter. Tweeted him, and he was like, I'm at work at the moment, Sheepdog, but when I get home, I'll give you a bell. And so he sent me a message. He didn't say bell. He's not a London Cockney like I just made him sound. And he messaged me. He said, right, I'm ready. And he sat there, and he gave me the 9 Pokemon I needed. And I'm officially a Pokemon master now, Kevin. I have all 890. Sorry?
I couldn't care less, Sheepdog.
You could care. I have them all now. I've basically completed Professor Oak's stream.
What you're telling me is there's not really any more purpose to you existing. You saw the end of Lost, which was goal 1. You've now completed your Pokedex. Game of Thrones is finished. Yeah. What is there now, Sheepdog? What's keeping you going at this point? Do we have to find you a new hobby?
They're releasing more Pokemon in a month's time. There's a Sword and Shield upgrade coming out. So I get that, and then I have to try and get them. And then I suppose I just go to, is it Switzerland, where they have the...
Just delete them all and start again.
Eat them all?
Delete them all.
Oh, no, I'm not going to delete them all. I'll just save them.
Got to delete them all. That's the tagline, isn't it? It's a show.
Wait for the next game to come out and then smugly transfer them all in.
Give them to your Pokemon-loving child and now collect your collection.
He was livid. I don't think he knew how to like communicate over it. I said to him, look, I've just got this, and he's like, so. And I said, I've just got this one. He's like, stop interrupting my program. And then once I got them all, I showed him them again, and he just smiled a really awkward smile. And I said, are you not happy that I've got them? And he was like, I just don't really care. I was just like, all right. But he insists he does like it, and it's his like top 3 favourite things, and they just alternate depending on what he's interested in, all of this. But I think he was sort of slightly jealous, but not really that bothered because it's in the app and not in the game. But I said to him, he'll be bothered when they're allowed into the Switch. When I can move them onto the Switch, then he'll want them. And I said he can have them on his one, and he was excited about that. But when I was trying to show him, I said to Lewis, I was like, I'm going to go show my son, and then he just shot me down in flames. I was very disappointed. But no, I'm on cloud 9 that I've completed that. set myself a challenge for a game, and I did it, and it was difficult, but I achieved it much quicker than I expected to. So yeah, couldn't have done it without him.
Nerd. Right, is that it? Games finished for the week? Should we wrap things up here for this week's podcast? Yeah, we all done?
I should give a shout out to the birthday boy, 40 years old today, Kev.
Who's 40
Kev's
years old?
40?
Who is?
No, I told you this on Twitter. Mr. Pac-Man himself.
Oh.
I got this really... So, for the listeners' benefit, because I know I told you in passing, I got this really bizarre package through just saying, "Happy birthday, Pac-Man, here's the party plan." And I was like, what? And it was just a T-shirt with 1980 written on it, and a whole rundown of the fact it's Pac-Man's birthday, and they want me to tweet about it. And they got my details from when I got the One Punch Man review copy a couple of months back. But yeah, it literally said, "Happy birthday, Pac-Man, here's the party plan. Pac-Man turns 40 years old." I'm reading it thinking, why are they calling me Pac-Man? Why has Pac-Man got a birthday? Just like reading further through it, trying to piece together. Because I thought it was a gift when I opened it. I was like, oh, my wife's bought me something nice. And it was just very confusing, but interesting. Well, again, my son is actually, Pac-Man's probably in his top 10, if not top 5 gaming stuff. He loves the cartoon, he loves the games, so he was
There's
very
a
chuffed.
Pac-Man cartoon?
Oh, yeah.
It's terrible. The theme tune is probably one of the worst things you'll ever hear. It says something, it sort of goes, "The Pac is back, he's our hero," and it just keeps interrupting itself as it's singing. It's like there must be 2 people, but the second person just keeps chiming in with a line. It's a very weird theme tune. But yeah, it's good. I've been celebrating today by eating baby bells outside of their shell and cherries.
Excellent.
Go, Chef.
Anna? Talking of things we were given, you were playing your weird shark game.
Yeah.
Can I just say,
please tell us about the weird shark game.
Before Anna starts, I've been giggling all week that she said, "Who'd want to be chased around by a shark? That sounds like an awful game." And then a day later went, "I've just read that you get to be the shark. Could you get me a code, please, Sheepdog?" I was just like, what? Why is that different? But I did. I went
because I can't think of anything worse than being chased by a shark because I can't swim very well.
But being a shark chasing is very different, Sheepdog. You should know that by now.
Even I've got this shark. There's a shark diving in VR, and that scares the bejesus out of me. It's awful. I like the experience, but oh my god, it scares me to death.
Before Anna gets into her full, comprehensive, detailed review, is it Maneater? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I'd like to just say the bit I saw, because I watched Anna play this for about 90 seconds. I managed to see that she was a baby shark, so sang that the whole time.
Nice.
And also, she wasn't in the water for like 60 of the 90 seconds I was watching. She managed to, as I sat down to watch what she was doing, she jumped out of the water and then proceeded to jump across an island as a shark, just sort of flapping around, going from one side to a little island to another, slowly dying before plunging back into the sea, running away from a crocodile and progressing to teenage shark rather than baby shark.
Yeah.
Is this like Goat Simulator but for sharks?
Seems that way. So I put it in and Pab said it wouldn't work, so I thought I'd try it anyway. It did work.
I said it wouldn't work.
No, not Pab. Sheepdog said it wouldn't work.
They told me it was embargoed till today. You couldn't play it, but you just went ahead anyway.
Yeah, I put it in. Well, I thought you meant the game.
No, sorry. They said it wouldn't work because of the embargo. Sorry, I didn't mean to make it sound like you were a rebel.
No, I put the code in, I downloaded it, and I was like, normally if something is locked until a certain date, there's a little lock that appears next to it, and then obviously you can't play it until it's open. I put it in, downloaded it was fine, turned it on, nothing was stopping me, so I went ahead and played it, and this game is like one of them documentaries, you know, like, I don't know, Shark Hunter or something. It's like that, so there's like a group that goes after sharks, and I started out as a big shark, and I had all my powers and all the flippy flappy things I could do in my tail. I could leap out of water, and I was excellent. And then it taught me how to get a fish to eat. Then it taught me how to, basically, this is the tutorial. So I had to go on, like, at first, it showed you how to do the movement. The movement, I can't grasp it very well because it's not, because you're a fish, you're not a human, you're a fish, so everything of you has to move, and it's very strange, and I still can't comprehend the movement, which is for me, just like keeps me back a bit. I don't know how to, I don't know, I'm sure I'll get used to it as I play it, but the movement just made it a little bit. But now, I think it's just the camera's not fast enough for what you're trying to do. And then so it shows you how to get a fish to feed, it shows you how to leap out of the water, it shows you how to tail bash, and then you have to go and eat people. And you eat people, and as you're eating people, this shark hunter is told, and he comes over with his buddies, try and catch you, and then basically you have to take down 3 boats. Now I thought I just had to take the people off the boat. No. I have to take the 3 people off the boat and then take the boat down. So I was like, alright. So I took the boats down, and then I went after the Scaly Pete, I believe his name is. I leapt out at him and he shot me in the face.
Scaly Pete.
And I was dead. And then he proceeded to gut me and out plopped a baby.
I hope some people have just walked in now.
At which point I started to sing.
Out plopped this baby. He, the Scaly Pete proceeded to cut baby to make sure that it was distinguishable when he said when it's fully grown he's going to hunt it so he knows which one it is, and as he said that, the baby shark ate his arm.
Can baby sharks eat a whole man's arm?
Yeah, you're saying this game's not realistic?
His whole forearm, so up to his elbow. And like, now if someone is bitten by a shark and their arm comes off, you don't just go to the camera, turn the camera off, you would be on the floor. But this man,
he's hardcore.
Not. He is hardcore, and I was then flopped into said river, and I ate the man's hand, and then I proceeded on my way as a pup
to land. You were looking for the nearest school.
I was put into the bayou. That's the first area.
The bayou.
The bayou, yeah. So like, the
Princess and the Frog is set.
Where's the bayou? New Orleans kind of vibe.
For the gators and talking frogs and old mama.
So I go I basically it's like just loads of little ways to go, and as you progress, you are then in a documentary, and you have a narrator of what your shark is doing. So I'm just going through, and you find a graveyard in the water, and you bite the signpost, and then it proceeds to tell you that when you are planning such a yard, that you should check for coastal floods, because the coastal floods are coming and these dead people are now in the water. And you proceed on, and I find a massive pack of MREs. I proceed to eat them, and they give me strength. And as I carry on, I find my grotto. And my grotto is lit up with blue algae, crystally things. I have a submarine in there. I have hovercrafts in there. Just things that my mum before me ate and brought down here. It's just this big cave. And this is
tech.
Yes.
She's probably heard about him on a podcast and then tried to buy him, like Pab and his UV light thing he was talking about.
And this is where I go and upgrade when I have got enough ingredients. So as you go around, different animals have different ingredients. So like turtles have like a crystal kind of element that I need, and then fish have like DNA.
Are you going to build a reverse submarine?
I don't know, but there's
world with as a shark.
There's all these like elements you need to collect boost up your shark. And yeah, so I was in the bayou and I am only level 4. I think 4 is teenager, and I have gators after me and they are fast. I am not fast, and don't go on land because you will suffocate. Because like there is collectibles on land.
All those sharks listening, they're like, "Oh man, that's where we've been going wrong."
No, the thing is, there's things on land, so you must be able to like make
when you build your reverse submarine, you'll go up there.
Your lung capacity more so that you can survive to get, because some of these things you are not going to get up there unless you flop up like a ramp and then over something to get these collectibles. There's no way you're going to leap that. So yeah, just be careful because you will suffocate, and then the screen starts going like red, and it's just like, no, it's so intense. But yeah, you're a shark. I've only been in the bayou, I've not been elsewhere, but I believe you can leave at level 7 because there is a gator in there that's level 16. Now, every time I see that, I just run away because that thing is big and mean. So I believe you obviously go to other bits of the map and then come back to take on the bigger boys. But yeah, you're a shark. It's weird.
Can you change shark type, do you think, in the game or anything like that? Or is it?
I don't think so. I think you just, there's a whole upgrade system. So the first upgrade that you get is your sonar. And then you have, like, or there's like a, yes, because, like, then sharks aren't made of bone. This is what I learned. They're not made of bone, they're made from hardened cartilage. So you have all these ways to make that better. But I don't know what they are because I've only unlocked sonar.
And I just googled because I thought there was a type of shark that prehistorically used to walk on land, but apparently that was whales. Whales used to be land-based and decided to go back to the sea, which just seems mental. But there is a shark that can walk along kind of damp coral that's above water. So maybe you'll become that or get that skill.
Maybe. But yeah, it's just a weird little... Again, I don't think it's... I think it's like 30 quid in the shop. But you're a shark. And you take on... It's your revenge mission for your mum. So yeah. Shark.
Is it gory? Because this sounds like the kind of game...
No.
Like, if it's not gory, it sounds like the kind of game I'd walk in and Ollie just be playing.
It's not gory. Like, you have blood, obviously, because you're eating fish. But it's not, like, horrific. It looks pretty and... like bright. It's a goat simulator, but a bit better, like visually. But you're just eating fish. Like I've eaten humans, but that was because I was a bad fish and I was the old fish. I've not eaten a human yet. I've just been eating fish, and I'm just swimming around in a nice area.
I googled Manhunter by mistake. That wasn't the game I wanted to introduce my child to. This is an 18, to be fair, so I don't need to introduce him to this either.
But yeah, it's a fun summer game, I guess. I also last week got Saints Row, the third remastered. So I forgot I had it last week. Completely left my mind because
I remembered the next day and thought, I hope they don't ask me for a copy of the review. But...
yeah, I forgot. I was having one of them moments where you forget things. So it's Saints the Third Remastered. So I really need to note it's been remastered. It's exactly the same. It's just a bit prettier. I am having issues with the controls. My character seems clunky, if you know what I mean. Like, it feels a chore to get them to move. It just feels a bit clunky from what I'm used to now. Like...
Is it basically like the old controllers with a new lick of paint over it?
Yeah. Like, the driving's fine. I can get with the driving, but just like jumping... Like, both the legs are, one's behind you, one's in front. You're not even jumping, you're just splitting your legs in there. You're not going anywhere. And then I tried, there's like a game show in Saint Row. And there's a game show where you go around shooting things because it's a game show, and I can't get past like the first area because it's so clunky and so you want it to move, but it's just not moving, and the jumping doesn't work, and it just feels...
Is it out properly? Because I'm just wondering whether there's like a patch or something.
Yeah, I think so. I think it is.
Yeah, I think I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of press for it, like buy here, buy now, blah, blah, whatever. But yeah, if you like Saints Row and you want to play it again, but in a lick of pain, then go for it. But I need to talk to them about the clunkiness of the character, because all the characters around you work fine, but you are just awful. You just feel like you're lugging around a sack of bricks that's attached to your back, and you just like move, but they don't, and it's really infuriating. But I don't know why, but this game seems really dark to me. Like I've played around
themed or dark coloured?
Dark, like just dark, like you can't see anything.
Alright.
I've tried the brightness, I've tried my TV settings, and I can't get it to look any lighter, and it seems to be only set at night time, which I find bizarre, because when I played the one after this, when it was the Alien one, that was just set under a red light, and I hated it. Could not stand it. But this one just seems to be set at night, and I don't know why. It just seems very dark for it. But yeah, if you like Saints Row, because they do have some like humour in it, and it's just mental. Like you have the big sword that is shaped like something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say, but it's purple and wobbly. That's always fun to hit people with. But didn't that come out as a pre-order that you could get that as?
I don't think it was a pre-order. I think it was a thing that was given out as like to press and stuff like that for.
Yeah, so that's fun to hit people with. But it's just a silly game, and it's there if you got nothing else to play because everything got delayed. But that's another issue. I finished Yoku Island Express.
You finished it?
Yep, finished it the other day. I finished it the wrong way round. I took on the boss before I needed to. Because this game, because it's basically, you've got a whole island, and if you can find a way to certain places, you can go there. I did it the wrong way around. But, like, I did the boss, and I did all that. Like the first boss, because there's two. I did the first boss, and then I thought about I won't go down there because I haven't finished all these side quests. I should have finished the side quests before I went on to the boss areas, because that would have made my life so much easier. Do the side quests in this game. Like the side quests are just like deliver a package, or go and find a moist area to put some mushrooms that will give you a prize. Go and find like the balls of goo that you can go and give someone who will make it into paint, so you can paint your balls, so you can get into places without being chucked out because you're not the right colour. You're not the right pattern, should I say. But yeah, I finished it, so yay. Good game, love that game, excellent game. It's just, I think it's on the Switch, I think it's on the PlayStation.
I've got it on Switch.
It's on Xbox. It's probably on PC. It's a great game.
Yeah, it's on everything.
Play it. It's a pinball game. You are a bug. I think you're a dung beetle, and you have a piece of poo with you that you roll into a ball.
I'm just imagining that being on a soundboard. You are a bug. I think you're a dung beetle. I think you've got a piece of poo with you. Somebody soundboard that for me now.
You are a bug. I think you have a piece of material that is round. I'm guessing it's a piece of poo that you can change colour. I don't know. Stop laughing. So, yes, everyone get this game. It's fun. It's a pinball. You go around, you work out the mystery, and then you become the postmaster of the island. It's an excellent game. I remember playing this. This was the last thing I played at EGX. Told Kevin I liked it. Bought it when it came out. Loved it. Just got stuck because I didn't realise what I was doing. but I finally finished it 2 years later. Great game. What else have I played this week? So The Witcher, I did the first area, I got to the second area and I went, I can't bother.
What do you mean?
I can't bother to go. I just find, because I've been playing games like Assassin's Creed and Red Dead, the horse annoys me, because every time I go near the horse, he just runs away. I'm like, where are you going? Come back, I need you here. And he just runs away constantly, and that infuriates me so much. And the fighting just seems, again, next to Odyssey, it just doesn't seem as fluid. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm low level, but yeah.
It turned 5 this week, that game.
I know, but Odyssey's 2 years old.
Yeah.
So it's still on my hard drive. I've not deleted it yet. So that's always a good thing, because if I delete something, I won't go back for it for years. So like, I recently deleted Division 2 because I'm not playing you. I go on there and it's just Division 2 annoys me, because I got the expansion for New York, but you could, every time you go in, you can't find anyone because like you do areas, and you do them as team based, and I can't find anyone to join a team with, and it's just so infuriating, because you're waiting around, constantly trying to wait for teams to come in that you can join, and yeah, they never come around. So I've deleted that for now. What else I played? Days Gone. Played that for a little bit just to mess about, because I did like that game when it came out, but I didn't play. I want to get through the story, because when it came out, it was just one set mode for everybody. Now there is an easy mode. I'm playing all my games on easy at the moment just to get through them. Like, we've got to stay at home. I have games. I just want to get through them for the story more than anything. Just to take my mind off how the world is right now. So just played that for a little bit. What can I say about it? You're a motorbike person and your mate gets injured, so you put him somewhere high and dry, and then you try and help him and get medication, and also try and find out where your girlfriend's gone. The way this game starts, though, infuriates me, because like, I don't compare it to The Last of Us, but at least with The Last of Us, there was a little bit before everything went wrong. Like, you have that bit at home with the present. This one, your girl's already been stabbed and everyone is running around and you're like, what is going on? Like, give me some backstory. How has this happened? And the only way you get the backstory is going through the game, which is fine, but I like to know what's happened before I'm going off to do things. I want a reason to go and look for her. I know she's my girlfriend, but what is happening to the world? Why are all these freaky people called freakers? Like, I don't know. I just like a big backstory, but you know, what are you gonna do? And then I also played Mafia, because they released a trilogy this week. They have released Mafia 2, Mafia 3.
What? It's out?
Yeah, it came out on the 19th.
Really?
Yeah, Mafia 1 is not out till August, but 2 and 3, the definitive editions, are out now. So I've been playing 2 today.
Okay.
I started on Mafia 2 and the Mafia franchise. I can remember playing it here. I just moved in. I like the game. The game's fine. There's different things to do. There's a story. You come home from the war, and then you set out to make some money for your mum, and then for yourself and stuff. And I like 2 because it's different every time. Like, you've got chapters. Each chapter has like 2 objectives. Like, not objectives in the game, but like trophy objectives.
Mm-hmm,
I like a trophy, you know. But it's always a little different. There's always something else too. That I didn't like Mafia 3 because it just seemed to be like the start of the game. best opening of a game I've ever played. Just the whole chase, the whole setup, excellent. Yep. After that, it was just like, oh, here's an area, go and do the same activity in each area, and I was just like, what is this?
Yeah,
like,
it's bizarre that, because most games are like that, but it's masked well. You know, most games there is a definitive game loop to most games of like, do this, repeat it, do this, get that, do that. And they're usually masked well, but this one you can tell straight off that this is like you do the same thing over and over again with such repetition. It's such a shame because, like you say, the opening hour and a half of that game,
excellent,
is something else. It's got one of the best startings of a game I think I've ever played. Yeah, so good.
Yeah, I don't understand why they went that way, but they've said that these games have got new story. I don't know if it has new dialogue. It comes with all the DLC, so maybe that opens something. But I've got 3 on right now. I've just started it again. I'm in the bayou where I have to go after find Becca. So I'm doing that at the moment. But again, I'm in the first hour and a half because it is such an excellent game up to there, and then you get to like clear this area of this people, collect money, and it is really annoying. But I'm going to see. I cut it
so much slack for that. I cut it so much slack for that because of that opening hour and a half. I was like willing it to be more than this, but I eventually just had to stop. I was like, I can't do this anymore. But I was like, I'm willing it to just change up just enough.
Yeah.
Give me a little bit of that first opening hour and a half, and then just give me a little taste of that again, and I'll do more of your fetch quests and taking over buildings again for another couple of hours. But it never did. So
no, but apparently if you've got them on if you've got 2 and 3 on PC, you get the definitive editions free.
I think I do.
If you've got 3 on PlayStation 3, you also get the DLC and definitive edition for free. Yes, I have paid full price, but I'm paying for 1 and 2 because 2 is
becoming like a pack or something like that.
Yeah, it's basically you could buy Mafia 2 for £24 and Mafia 3 for £24, or you could buy the Trilogy. That means you'll get the number 1 in August for £48. So I bought the digital
all free
because the physical copy is not out. I'm not sure when that. I guess that has to come out in August when 1 is available. But I just bought the digital pack for £48. Got it for £42 because I went through CD Keys and they give you good discount on PSN credit. So, yeah, I'm now playing the Mafia games. I love the Mafia. Well, I love Mafia 2. I can't remember playing Mafia 1. Probably Mafia
1's an old game at this stage.
Yeah.
And it's
but
very
again, they've
different.
all been remastered.
It's the one where where you had to you had the old proper old style cars, very early kind of models of cars, and you had to adhere to speed limits. And if you didn't adhere to speed limits, coppers would chase you around, and you would get tickets and fines. And
I've been fined in this one because I knocked someone. The cops are behind me. I knocked someone.
Yeah.
Oh, and another thing about Mafia 2, it's like playing Fallout but in cars. I only mean that by the music. The music is from 76, is from New Vegas 3. Love the soundtrack. Excellent soundtrack. It's exquisite. I was just going on there. First it was like, oh, the weather outside is...
50s, is it?
Like, okay,
is it 50s music? I think it's 50s.
Yeah. And then it switches to songs I've been singing recently in 76. I was like, yeah, I can get down with this. This is excellent. So yeah, I do like that. It's got Fallout music in it, and it's set in the 50s. It's set after the war.
Yeah.
The war that was in Italy, what that war is. I'm not very good with my wars.
What, in the 50s?
No, it would have been 40.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a big war of fascism around that time?
No, I mean,
I know that from watching
Second World War, I imagine, Sheepdog.
No, but there was also a follow-on from that.
Oh, well, I imagine it probably was.
Yeah.
Mussolini?
Yeah, it's the Second World War.
Yeah, okay, so it is that war. Because I'm playing so many games with war in it, because this, number 3, your guy goes to the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
And that's after World War II, yes?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. I know where I'm at now, because I've just been war here, there, and over. I was like, what is happening? Yeah, okay, so Mafia 2 is after the second, and Mafia 3 is after Vietnam. So there we go. So, yeah. But that's all I've been playing this week, I think.
What?
Yes,
That it, Anna? God, you've not done much, have you?
You reminded me before Pab goes into his about not remakes. The re-release of Final Fantasy IX is on Game Pass now, and I thought, do you know what? Loads of people I know have said that was their first one and they loved it. Blah blah blah. I'm going to try my daughter on it because I thought it's accessible enough that it's not trying to be all grand and hard and everything. And she played it for about 4 hours over the weekend and absolutely loved it.
What, 9?
9.
Oh, okay.
And I remember the start, but where she got to, I don't remember it at all. She was like going along some icy path and had to fight this boss.
In a forest?
She'd done the forest, and then after that there was this icy path where the Black Waltz one attacked her. And I just don't remember that battle at all. Maybe in theory you could just blitz through it, but she had a problem where, annoyingly, so the game seems to... the reason that you reminded me of it was you were saying that Saints Row had been a bit clunky and it felt old. Well, that's how I took it. This seems just smooth as anything and great. But the problem I had for her was she isn't used to kind of healing and all of this stuff after battles. So the game just stuck her in this position where she had to fight this boss, and she died pretty much instantly because she had about 100 health, maybe not even that. One hit knocked her down to like 10, and then by the time she'd got a potion, she was dead. And she tried to do it again, and I said to her, look, go straight for the potion, heal, blah, blah, blah. She healed once and then pretty much died in about 4 hits because she wasn't geared up for it. It had caught her off guard. But what the game kept doing was bloody starting her right at the battle. Normally the game would force you to reload from a save point and replay, but I've added in this lovely feature that lets you play from the immediate boss you died on, which is great if you're me and these games you're second nature to heal, and I don't make a step unless anyone's if anyone's hurt, I heal them all. But basically I sat there, I tried to do the battle for her like 3 times, and then I accidentally pressed, I think I tried to see if you could run away from the battle just as an idea, and you can't, but I accidentally turned on auto mode. I thought, what the hell is auto mode? And it started auto-attacking and died. And then I googled how to turn that off because it forced that on then every time she did a battle. And then I looked into it, and they've added in do 9999 damage every time, heal your team instantly, no encounters on the world map, and auto mode for battles. So in this instance, I healed the team and then turned 9999 mode on, just killed the 2 characters that she was fighting the boss on, and then instantly saved the game. I was like, no, save, that's it, you're done now. But she absolutely loved it, and I'm really impressed that it's kind of it's she's 4 hours in. She may find it gets a little bit laborious later on, but it might just be lockdown kind of helping. She's not really got any alternative plans, but the fact that this game that came out, it would have been 2000 maybe, or
oh god, yeah, maybe,
yeah, because 10 was 2001, 2-ish, so this must be about 2000-ish. They really rattled them out. I was thinking about it. The 7 came out like 96-ish, 97, so they brought out 8, 9 and 10 and 10 too by 2003 when I had my flat. They were rattling those games out, but the fact that this still appeals to a that far on, I can't even bother to do 23 years on. No, I've lost track of what I said. 20 years on. But yeah, it's on Xbox Game Pass, and if you've not played it, play it because it's good. Kev, don't play it because it's a Final Fantasy game. But yeah, it's not aged badly. It's done all right, and you can speed it up a bit by the looks of it, or at least make it easier. So maybe you would enjoy it, Kev, because you could just put max damage on and just play the story, and it'd probably be an afternoon for you, because in theory you can complete this game in 12 hours.
I don't have time to play your silly little games from the past, Sheepdog. I have more important things to be doing with my time.
Well, that was my lot. Sorry to interrupt you, Pat.
No, you didn't. You didn't interrupt. You're all right, Sheepdog.
Well, preemptively interrupted you.
Okay. So, what have I played? Anna mentioned.
Guess.
Sorry.
Oh, I thought you were asking us. I thought we got to guess.
Okay. I mean, you can guess if you want, but I mean, you're not. No. Shush. No, we're not taking guesses. Anna mentioned that she uninstalled Division 2. I reinstalled Division 2. Well, no. I've started playing Division 2 again this week. I had it installed. Went onto Uplay, as you do, and then went, okay, there's no update for it. It's not auto-updating. There mustn't be an update. I to get the update, I didn't realise that you had to physically push the play button, and then it would go, there's an update. Do you want to update it? Great. So I checked the night before, thought there was no update, come to play it the day after, and there's a huge, it must have been at least 60 gig update, and it took about, I didn't play it that evening basically. I eventually got in, played a few missions, and that game is I still like the Division quite a lot. Division 2 I think is a more than competent shooter, and the world it builds is pretty damn good for what it is. You go to all not the sightseeing, you know what I mean. You go to all different venues. You go to the museums. You go to an art museum. You go to a space and science museum or something like that. You go to all these different different venues, and it's such a cool way of telling the story of you go to all these different areas to take out leaders and stuff. It's a very good game. I was playing it multiplayer. I wasn't playing it on my own. I think the game benefits from playing multiplayer. I think the game like that definitely requires someone to play it. So I was playing with someone else. I think it's on sale at the minute on the Epic Store. So I played a bit of that. I've played a game, and I've been playing it here and there for a number of weeks now. It's a game called Tower Unite. I imagine none of you have heard of Tower Unite before.
Never heard of it.
No. So Tower Unite is it is a game made. I feel like I want to say this, and I might be wrong here. I might be corrected it. It's a game made based on Garry's Mod, and it's a game. It's where you go into a server, and it's effectively like a semi-open world type thing, and you go in there with multiple people, and you go in there as an arcade. You can go play arcade games in there. You go into a gaming server room, and you go and play mini golf or laser tag or something like that. There's a cinema in there, and you can go in there and sit there with all your mates and watch. You can literally just put YouTube videos into it, and it plays like as if you sat in a cinema. There's a bowling alley. You can go play bowling. There's all sorts of different events. You get a room when you log into this game. You get given a room which is your room, and it's basically like your apartment. You can customize it however you want. So by playing games such as the mini golf or the whatever it is that you do, it's like you earn credits, and you can then go to the stores. There's a shopping mall there, and you can go buy stuff for your apartment. You can go buy adult personalization kits for your avatar sort of thing. And yeah, it's just a game that I've been playing here and there on the Discord that I go to. And there's a group of us. We just go and hang out. We go play bowling. We go play mini golf. We go and do whatever. It's just a relaxing sort of thing. Where it's not really not competitive.
That sounds like PlayStation Home.
All right, similar. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, it's very much like that. The other thing is that because it's like Garry's Mod and stuff like that. The character add-on stuff, the character customization, you can literally just it's like you go to the workshop, Steam Workshop, and there's every character you can think of that you can be. So I was playing bowling the other night. I was Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z, and I was playing with Ronald McDonald, the Burger King, and the Rapunzel girl from Tangled. And you're like, why not? Sure. It's just a fun game to just hang out in. It's not competitive. Like I say, I play a lot of Apex and stuff like that. That's very much a competitive game. It's a nice game just to relax with. It's not really stressful or anything like that. It's been fun. It has been fun, and I assume we will continue to do this sort of thing. And that's the other thing, is you can go to people's rooms, you can go to people's like apartments sort of things, and they make some art exhibition type things, or like escape rooms, or people make all sorts of stuff, and you can go on do these experiences and whatever, and it's bonkers. There's all sorts of stuff in this game. Yeah, I've been playing bits of that here and there. It comes and goes, and I thought it's about time I probably mention it, because I've probably played enough of it to be able to talk about it now. I can very quickly mention the VR stuff. I mentioned last week there was VR experiences that I was like going to like watch, like sort of events that are going on and what have you. And I mentioned last week that as we were recording last week, there was an event at the Monterey Bay. And after recording last week, I managed to sneak in there. It was still on, and I got in there, and then I got accosted by a bunch of kids. And they were all taking the. They said, "Look at this guy's mustache." They were taking the mickey out of my mustache. I didn't know I had a mustache. It was on my avatar that I was, and they were taking the mickey out of me. I was like, I don't know what to do. I'm getting bullied in the VR by a bunch of kids. So I watched a bit of the Penguin show that was on, and then I actually left because I was like, I can't be doing with it. getting ganged up on by a bunch of American kids while watching the Penguin show because they had a weird moustache. I was like, oh.
You're in VR, can't you just shoot them?
No, the issue I've got is like I can move around seats, and I can kind of wave at them. I can't do anything with them. I can't. The hands don't do anything. You know what I mean?
Abuse them back.
I could have done. I could have turned the mic on and told them to do one and what have you. But there's no point. I was like,
fight fire with fire, Pab.
I just left. It's not worth my time. So, yeah. So I've done some of that. I played a little bit more Tetris Effect in VR. I bought it again, by the way. I bought it again. This time on the Oculus Quest store, so I don't have to be tethered up. Last week I mentioned I played it on full fat PC VR, but I played it outside in the back garden, and it's like I say, it was such a good. I played it for about an hour, and just sat in the back garden with a breeze on you, and there's always effects going on around you while you're trying to play Tetris, and yeah, it was pretty damn cool. It was pretty damn cool to do that, and it is very much a thing that I will try and do more often, is go and just sit in the garden, or just not sat in front of the PC. I've got room to work outside there, and it actually works pretty well. So yeah, VR's still, like I say, it's a popular thing at the minute for me. And the main event this week is once again has been my Animal Crossing, where we lost an islander this week. We didn't die. They moved out. Don't worry, they didn't.
You lost an arm, did you say?
Islander.
Oh, Islander.
We lost an islander. I wasn't bitten by a baby shark. No, we're all right. No, we lost an islander. So we had
Did they want to leave, or did you tell them to leave?
No, they wanted to leave. And I was like, you're not on my top of my list of save list, so yeah. You weren't at the bottom of the list by any stretch of the imagination, but if you want to go, that's fine. And we had like an island hopping adventure on one of my streams this week, where I bought like 15 or 16 Nook Miles tickets, and we just went island hopping until I got about 9 in. I think I got about 9 in, and we got Raymond.
Yay.
Now, I don't know if anyone knows about Raymond. I didn't know much about Raymond until people started losing their mind in chat, and I was like, I don't know. Raymond is Raymond is the number one person that is apparently worth millions, because people make money on this sort of thing, apparently.
Yes,
I didn't know this was a thing, but apparently you can make money on selling people your islanders. Like, it's like trafficking animals. It's weird. I don't know what they're doing. But they are... Yeah, so when you ask... When they want to move out, you can then advertise the fact that Raymond, he wants to move out, and then if someone else comes to your island and you can say to them, come to live on my island, and they go, okay, I will do then. So that's the way you can do it, and you can advertise that and get a ton of money for them. I don't know, but we got Raymond now. We got Raymond. I got done by the art dealer again this week. I'm not happy about it. I got stung by the art dealer by accident. This week.
I've only ever seen him once.
Yeah, I think this is the first time I think I've seen him. So you go to his boat, and he's got 4 items usually on his ship, and I immediately identified the real piece of art. I was like, right, okay, that's there. Let's see if there's any more real pieces of art around. If there is, then then I've got a choice of what I want. Fine. So I'm like going through them all, and I'm in my head. I'm like, just mashing through the text quickly, and I'm saying to myself, don't mash too hard on this, because you're going to end up inadvertently buying it. And the very next one I did that by accident, and I bought the fake, and you can only buy one a day, so I had to let a real piece of art go, and I bought the fake one. Yep. Excellent. So now I've got a statue, a proper, like is it like a statue of David or something like that? It's a proper, like, iconic statue that you would recognise, but it's got a watch on. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got a watch on. So it was the old...
those watches back then.
No, exactly. Yeah, so I've got a statue that can't go in the museum, so now it just sits at the top of my island out the way, so you can't quite see the arm. It looks kind of real if you look at it at an angle. It looks almost real. But yeah, it's been a funny old week on Animal Crossing, and a week where I start a week off with a list of jobs that I want to do, and I think I've got 2 of them done.
How long was your list?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 things. I've done a play area. I've started setting up a dance floor. I've started setting up many things, a bandstand. I did today. Here we go. Here's a new one that is coming. I'm going into island evaluations. I don't even know why. What? I'm going into island evaluations. So I will go around and I will appraise someone's island and give them a star rating based on no real knowledge. Or someone came into my chat today and asked if I wanted to visit their island, and I went, okay, then we're going to judge your island for what it is. And I don't know why. I'd never seen it before, and we went around this island. I feel like they wanted to show off a little bit because it was 5-star island, and I was kind of blown away by the stuff that was in there. But yeah, it's something we're going to do more often now. At least once a week, we're going to go to people's islands, and we're going to appraise these islands and give them a star rating. Like I say, I mean, if you want to have your island appraised, Kev.
I'm not gonna have you judging me.
I'll give you an appraisal form and give you the star rating.
How dare you?
No? Say that as a no then. Yeah, it's been
Who
fun.
Who does this boy think he's talking to?
You. Who?
I've retired from Animal Crossing because it got boring.
Yeah, I don't know what's on the horizon for it at the minute. It's
nothing.
I've heard they've got plans for like 2-3 years.
Oh yeah, there will be events, but they're going to be drip fed out like over time, aren't they? They're not going to give it all away.
Your new winter game, Kev. Like you'll install Pokemon every time it gets warm. You'll install Animal Crossing every time it gets cold.
They need to give it some proper oomph. It's not enough just to have like that Easter event was boring. If that's what they've got in mind. Yeah, because I thought something good was going to happen, and nothing did.
No, you got a recipe for something else useless.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a stamp event going on at the minute. So you go to different spots in the museum and you collect stamps, and you kind of have to you have a clue on the stamp card as to where they are. So it's a little bit educational, I suppose, because you've got to like read the clue and kind of find out where they want you to go, and you get the stamp, and then at the end you go and show Blathers the stamps, and he gives you like a trophy. So you get like a bug trophy, a fish trophy, and a fossil trophy for all you, and you get them, and it goes on every day, but you don't get any different prizes for it. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been a fun week streaming Animal Crossing. I think it's official now. I've become a full-time Animal Crossing streamer, and I don't know what we're going to do next week when Minecraft comes out.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, to find an extra stream to. Yeah, I'm going to have to find an extra streaming time to stream at Minecraft and Animal Crossing in the same day.
I'm on holiday this week, so I'm going to play lots of Minecraft with Ollie.
I'm on holiday this week too.
It's all right for some.
Well, we were supposed to be going like leaving the country, but
Yeah.
I already cracked my one Cornwall joke. I'm not going to crack anymore.
No.
I got a lot of good feedback. I'll have you know.
Right, have we spent enough of this podcast talking about people other than me?
Yeah, you got games to talk about?
Well, I've not got games to talk about as such, but we're over an hour in, and we haven't discussed my glorious performance in the Streamer Showdown Season 2.
Wow,
that was surprising.
I'm surprised it's taken this long I'm surprised you didn't start with that, if I'm honest with you, Kev. I'm really shocked.
I'm behaving myself. It's now I'm official, like, long-term royalty, Mr. Back-to-Back, Kevy 2 times, the only winner of the FM Streamer Showdown.
I saw the end of that game, and I was like, I'm not going to really end this now.
The day before, I thought you'd bottled it really a little bit, if I must say. I can't remember what game it was I was watching, and I messaged you and said, you've shat the bed now, mate. And then I think I went upstairs, came back, and you turned the score around, and I was like, oh, okay. And then you just smashed it from then on, didn't you? Pretty much. It was ridiculous. Like, even in the final,
Football Manager player who's ever lived.
You sounded nervous in the final before, and you were like, oh, if you win, I'll be happy to send you the crown and all of this. But you destroyed him. You absolutely took him apart.
Yeah, I did, because I'm awesome. I've bought a new crown now. I have a proper hard plastic crown. I have a scepter that's arrived. If I win, when I win for a third time at the end of the month, I'm going to buy a throne.
No,
I'm
you're
going to sit
not.
on my throne for season 4.
You really are
with
not.
all my gear.
Will they let you do it a third time? I suppose you entertain him. But
as I've said to them, they'll have to change the name of it if they don't let me in, because what a hollow victory for somebody winning a tournament that nobody could beat me in. In order for anyone else's victory to ever be worth anything, they have to win a tournament that I'm in. Otherwise, it's just like it'll always have an asterisk next to it. Season 4 winner asterisk. The guy who's won the first 3 wasn't in it though. They know nobody wants to win on those terms. I just have to keep playing until they find a way to beat me. And they never will, because I'm a hero.
Well, they'll pick your players in the draft.
I have no fear. It's not about the players, it's about the manager.
And to be fair, you were without Van Dijk for some of it, and the other fella, Cress.
Ben Chilwell.
Chilwell.
Yeah, I'm his real dad, I've decided. That's one of my other names that I've awarded myself now that I've won it again.
People keep asking me if we're calling you Kelvin now, and I sort of said, no, it doesn't really.
I've been calling myself Kelvin at home for years.
He calls it stuff I don't.
Yeah. Anna refuses to refer to me as Kelvin, but I always call myself Kelvin.
It's not your name, though, is it, Kevin? Is it, Kevin?
And then when we went to Belgium last summer, there was a sign on the wall that said Curvin. So sometimes I'm Curvin the Belgian boy as well.
But you're not, though, are you? You're Kevin.
Sometimes I'm Kelvis Presley. I have all sorts of names that I call myself.
Kelvis Presley is what we should have.
Yeah, he walks in and goes, Kelvis is here. I don't need you to tell me you're in the room. I can see you.
I like to announce my presence and let you know which version of me's there.
I don't care that you
Elvis Presley.
But yeah, I am the greatest. Aside from that, I've just been playing more FIFA and getting my buttocks handed to me on the internet. Here's a tip.
You only get FIFA this week.
No, I got it last week. But here's a tip for anybody looking to get into FIFA 7 months into the cycle of the game. That's a really hard time to get into Ultimate Team, because here's me with my little beginner team, and everyone else has got their end game.
Oh, don't you
teams.
lie, Kevin. You have been sat there going through cards and selling and buying them at certain times.
Anna, what you don't understand is people who are really hardcore still playing this now have been doing that every day for the last 8 months.
It's ridiculous.
I'm absolutely getting my backside handed to me on this game. For those of you who understand Ultimate Team and know how it's set up, when I was playing this on Xbox, like for the month or two after the game came out, it's nothing special, but I was comfortably a Division 6 player on Ultimate Team. On PlayStation, Division 9, desperately trying to stay in it and avoid relegation to Division 10, because once you hit Division 10, there's nowhere lower than that. But I was sat there playing it earlier, and I lost 6-0 and 6-2 in back-to-back games in Division 9. This is... I don't know. I don't know whether I'm blaming the fact I'm playing on PlayStation and I just don't like the controller, or the fact that my team is so much worse than everyone else's because I'm trying to start months into the game, or what. But my goodness, is this a harder game than I thought it was? Perhaps the player quality is just better on PlayStation. Who knows? But it's like a different world playing on PlayStation compared to what it was like on Xbox earlier in the year. I'm almost tempted to dust off our dodgy launch day Xbox and play it like I've got oil on my glasses, or greased up spectacles, and play it in 2D on a launch day Xbox One rather than on the PlayStation.
Kevin, in less than a month, you'll have The Last of Us 2 and you'll forget about FIFA.
I keep meaning to say, be careful on that, because I think I've accidentally been spoilt on it, and I wasn't looking for Last of Us 2 data.
There's a lot of someone leaked it.
Yeah, but some bumhead on Twitter was ranting at them, where I could see the tweet. It just appeared on my timeline as them going, "I don't think I want to play your game because blah blah blah. Someone told me this happens in it." No, I'm not stupid. And I just read that and thought, what the bloody hell did you tweet that for, you moron? So I don't know if
when will you learn to interact with Twitter properly? You seem to do an awful lot of reading what other people write on Twitter. I can't imagine Twitter's a fun place to be if you're reading what other people are writing.
Not. But people don't tweet me enough. If I had people tweeting me to the same level you did, with your 18,000 followers, I'd probably be all right. But I have to go reading other people's tweets.
You just do something else. You don't have to go on Twitter.
I usually go on Reddit.
I imagine that's much better.
Well, you can downvote people there, so you get that little bit of satisfaction by going, "You're an idiot, downvote."
Might have to get Reddit lessons off you at some point. I need to understand how Reddit works. I still don't get it. It still confuses me.
If you write something just balanced enough, it goes nuts on there and gets like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of upvotes, which is interesting to see. Because your phone doesn't do anything. I went on the other day and I was like, oh, that random thing I just said before going to bed got 500 upvotes. That's interesting. So it is a different kettle of fish to Twitter, where you seem to say something and people just slaughter you for it, or don't.
Right, are we all done? Has anyone got any more for us?
I've got a question I want to ask that's just a little bit random. I put it out on Twitter the other day, but the only answer I got didn't help. Me and my friends are trying to find a way to play Red Alert 2 Yuri's Revenge together over the internet. Someone said, have I tried Parsec? But Parsec is all about finding a co-op game on your PC, and then if you only have yourself to play it, you can just get randoms to play it with you, or like we could all play a co-op game that one of us owns over Parsec on a PC. Because it'd be like, I'd play the stream of your game. But I want a way to play Yuri's Revenge. You know, I want to be able to just go on it, we're all linked together, we play it, and there just isn't anything. I thought Himanchi might do it, but it doesn't, apparently, or I couldn't get it working. And I just wondered if the listeners knew anything.
Our listeners don't know anything. They're not very bright. I'm just testing to see how many of them listened to the last 5 minutes. I suspect none of them.
Yeah, it's probably the worst time for me to ask.
Yeah, let's see if we get any pushback on you calling them idiots, which I think is what just happened.
But other than that, no, that's your lot.
Boys and girls, make sure you do follow us on Twitter. We were just talking about how great it is. We're at MG UK Podcast, or you can follow me at Lelujo.
And I'm at RB6K if you want to tell me how to play Year's Revenge on the internet.
I'm at Miss Lelujo.
And I'm at Pab1986 on Twitter and Twitch.
Twitch, eh? Never heard of it. See you next week, boys and girls.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening, folks.